What's going on, everybody? Grady here for another video, and today we are diving into the 2021 Mustang Mach E. Let's go over some of the unique features about the Mustang Mach E, and then we'll go for a drive. Let's get started. The Mustang Mach E is to be Ford's Model Y competitor of an all-electric SUV. Featuring the Mustang branding, it has some great features such as these very lovely LED headlights, very nice accents with the pony grille, very sharp looking alloy wheels with some massive brakes that we're going to get into talking about a little bit later when we hit the road. But some really unique features that I love are things like this. That's how you get into the vehicle. No door handle of any kind. Looks very, very sleek. You also find the same thing on the back. Small little button there. Cleans up the lines very, very well. Of course, the name has sparked controversy in the automotive industry. However, when you see this vehicle in person, it is very, very sharp. Coming along to the back here, you see the white LEDs that look very, very sharp. I love this accent right here. You find the Mustang logo in the back. Automatic lifting rear hatch there. Gloss black rear diffuser. And overall, it's a very sharp looking vehicle. This is the rear wheel drive version that's got 290 horsepower and 317 foot-pounds of torque. So why don't we climb on inside the Mustang Mach E, Ford's all-electric Mustang, climb into this extremely futuristic interior, and hit the road. Setting off in the 2021 Mustang Mach E. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh, that's so crazy. That's crazy. Even though this is the rear-wheel drive model, 290 horsepower has never felt so quick. God, it's so bizarre driving a quick car that doesn't have internal combustion. You just punch it and go forward. Oh, that's so cool. Obviously, this car is going to be sparking a lot of controversy on the internet because it says Mustang on the front. I dare you to drive this thing because, man, oh man, does it actually move. It's got really nice brakes. Steering is really nice. Got the tires to chirp a little bit there, pardon me. And it just gets up and goes. This thing is very, very nice. Of course, there's so much to dive into with these cars. Mustang Mach E. Ford set out to take on the Model Y. There's no question. So let's see what they've done. A very futuristic interior. I love the vertical stack here with all of the buttons and features and parking assist, drive modes. One really cool thing about the drive modes, actually, I just noticed was the settings are unbridled, which is the performance version, whisper, and engage, which is very cool. Unbridled, reference to horses. Anyone that knows, knows. You have the propulsion sound, which is very cool as well, which kind of gives it like this V8 type whir as it putts along. But that powertrain, it's so bizarre. It just goes like that. You put your foot down and it goes. It's a go pedal. It's not an accelerator pedal. It's a go pedal. As far as you want to go forward, you just push it down. And I really like that. Gauge cluster is very cool as well. It's actually just a horizontal screen that's got ground speed indicator on it, which I actually really like. It's a reference to Mustangs if you don't already know. I love these dynamic little orange lines that kind of accent the unbridled mode. Visibility is fantastic. As I said, this is an SUV versus the coupe Mustang. So you have great visibility all the way around. Big windshield, side windows, everything. Visibility out the back's great. I like the frameless mirror that this vehicle has. You have the bulges on the hood, which remind me, of course, of the regular Mustang, which is cool to see. I mean, it's cool to see. It makes it feel a little more energetic, a little more interesting. Steering wheel, really nice. Love the smooth leather. Mustang logo across the front. There's no Ford logos you see on this at all. You open the door, it says Mustang. You look on the sides, it's Mustang, Mach E, everything. Mustang front grills. Everything about it is very, very much, it's all Mustang, no Ford, hypothetically. But why buy this? You're looking at the Model Y. You're looking at even, well, if you really want, the Chevy Volt. But this offers a different experience because it's performance-oriented right out of the gate. Even though it has 290 horsepower and only 317 foot-pounds of torque, it actually gets up and goes very well. That electric powertrain, it actually gets up and moves. I like that a lot. Steering feel is really nice. It's nicely weighted, especially in this unbridled mode. I really enjoy that. Brake feel, quite good. I know you guys saw the walk around with a little image of the brakes. It gets up and goes very well. It still feels sporty. You get in it, and I'm not going to say it feels like a GT350, which I reviewed, and it doesn't, because there's no Voodoo engine and there's no manual transmission. It's an electric SUV, but it's taut. It drives nice. The steering is really quite good. Honestly, only thing I'd change is get some better tires, better performance tires. I know it's going to affect the range, but if you wanted to kind of have some fun with it, I'd just change the tires. The technology is fantastic. I was testing the park assist feature, which was really cool, and I really enjoyed that. I mean, I understand it's a little gimmicky, but the way they integrated it into a vertical stack, very similar to how your phone operates, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. You get all your climate controls on the very bottom of the screen. It's all digital, and I sometimes nitpick on the fact that there's no buttons for anything, which, I mean, I'm kind of torn because it depends on how it's executed, right? You use your smartphone and it doesn't bother you that you don't have any buttons anywhere. But when the screen doesn't work right, then it doesn't work right. I do like how the volume knob is one giant metal knob that sits in the screen, kind of a unique feature. But I like how it still feels like a car. On this channel, I'm always about the driving experience. And every time I've driven Tesla products, they're very nice. They're very nice. A good friend of mine just got a dual motor Model 3, and it's a very nice car. But I kind of look at it in the way that I look at the latest iPhone. It's just a thing. This still feels like a car. I love the steering wheel. It's not a very big size, so it kind of offers a little bit more feel. You got tons of storage space because you have no transmission, no engine, no nothing. Front storage isn't terribly large. It's full of just a bunch of plastic covers, so it's not great, but it still works. You have a hatchback, so it's not too bad. The rest of the interior, though, is extremely nice. I love the mesh that's on the front here that kind of reflects off the B&O sound system. I'm not a huge fan. I will zonk the kind of faux carbon fiber trim that's on the dashboard. But I'm a big sucker for glass on the ceiling, and this Mustang is definitely good at that. Funky thing is the mirror shape. I'm not a huge fan of that. It looks a little bizarre. I mean, you can see out of them fine. I'm not saying that you can't see out of them, but I'm used to kind of a little bit more squared off mirror, but that's also just because what I'm used to. Visibility out the back is fantastic. I love all the white stitching that contrasts the black leather. You get in this car, it still feels nice. These seats are insanely comfortable, super, super soft leather, which I greatly appreciate for someone that drives a lot. This particular model has about 260 odd miles of range, depending on how you are driving, which I'm driving a little bit differently than most people. But it's so fun. This is fun to drive, which I will say is different than the Tesla. Tesla has great parameters. It can do a lot. But this actually feels nice. You hit the bumps. It's well insulated and comfortable, but it kind of, shudders a little bit and feels a little performance-y, especially in this performance mode here. It's a really cool car. I know there's a lot of people out there, including myself, that was quite quite rattled by the idea that Ford was going to sell you something called the Mustang, and it's going to be an electric SUV. And now I see it in person, and now I'm currently driving it, and it drives lovely. Here we go, into a big turn. Got the tires squealing a little bit. This thing actually goes. Oh, the steering feels so good. Brakes are great. They are really good. And overall, I'm a huge fan. If I ever had to get into the electric car world, I like this. This would be a nice option. I just hope that Ford can really take this and brand it well as something that's an alternative to other Ford products or, of course, the competition. And please keep that Mustang around because that would make me very sad. But I'm happy that this car exists. So huge, huge thank you to Midland Ford Lincoln for helping me out here and getting this vehicle out for me to test for you guys. Because I always love driving the latest and greatest, especially if it's something just a little bit controversial. Please let me know in the comment section below what you guys think of this Mustang Mach E. Is it heinous? Is it sacrilegious? Or is it cool and an interesting exercise on what is capable of Ford and all their engineers? All right, everybody, stay awesome.